Hello guys, welcome to the new video of this Linux tutorial series. In this video we're gonna discuss a command that is normally used by the admins, or I can say it's a very useful command for analytics guy also. So what is the command name? Let me tell you the command name. The command name is AWK, and just a little bit information I got today, so I'm sharing it with you. I'm using this command from last 2 years, but I got come to know about this command some days ago, not today, some days ago. So there are three developers those develop this command, and their name starts with AWK. These are the three separate developers, and their first letter of one developer is A, W, and K. So that's why the name of this command is AWK, based on the developers. Now what is this command will do is, so it's a basically a command that is help us to manipulate data. Now how we can manipulate the data, that we're gonna see in this video, and it's a very interesting video guys. Be with me and be learn something new. So AWK is a very great command. There is a one more command in Linux, that is a cut command. So similar to AWK only, but AWK have more features than cut command. That what cut command will not do, AWK can easily do. That is one thing. Second thing, if you want to know a little bit more about AWK, so like we have bash scripting and we have Python scripting also. Similarly, AWK is a command, but we can say it like a scripting also. Basically it's a scripting language. Now why I'm saying scripting language is because in every scripting language, whatever the concepts are there present in every scripting language, we can use everything with AWK command. Let's say if I give you an example, variables are one of the thing that we can use with scripting language. Second thing is there are functions that we can use with the scripting language. We can define a variable, we can create a functions, we can do multiple things. Everything we can do with AWK command. That's why it's known as known as a scripting language. Now the main use of it is to manipulate data. Let me increase the size of it. 1 second, it's already okay. 1 second guys, just give me a second. Yeah, so what I'm saying is AWK is basically a scripting language, and we can do a manipulation of data. Let's see the syntax of this command. Basically syntax of this command is AWK, that is a command name. Then after this we need to give some options. So as usual we have options on this command. And the third, let's focus here guys. So first we need to give this single quotes and the single quotes. This is the syntax of it. Under that, if you want to select something specific, then we need to give a selection criteria what we need to select. Okay, and then we have to use some this curly braces sign. Inside this, what action we want to perform on what thing, on this selection criteria. And if you want to understand in a very simple term, if you want to use predefined functions of AWK, then you have to use this single curly braces. After that you have to give either a file name or some data basically. So how this command is doing is, so it will take the file or the data at the end basically, and it will manipulate the data or do some operation on data. What kind of operation it will do? Whatever we giving here as a selection criteria. Let's say this file contains some data, some name, some salary, some designation, some joining here, many fields. So let's say I want to get I'm giving my selection criteria is that give me names or give me only the persons that have salary more than 500 rupees. Give me only the person name that have salary more than 500 rupees. Or give me, let's say in multiple companies, we have multiple guys with same name. So let's give me the name of those guys only that have names starting with, let's say, R. Or let's say give me Rahul. So give me the person list that have name Rahul in the company. Something like that we can select. So selection criteria is something that we are filtering out. Selection criteria, you can think of the filtration what we are doing. First thing is this. Next thing is that curly braces. Why we are using curly braces now? So let's say we're done with selection of data. data is selected, we filtered that data with the selection criteria. Now on that filter data, what you need to do, what action or thing you need to do. Let's say you need to print those names. So, or let's say you want to store in some file, or let's say you have data, let's say Rahul, this is another name, and again Rahul, let's say, okay, and they have some salary designation and things. So you filtered out, first thing is, this is your data. From this, using a selection criteria, you filtered out that you only need, take a name of or the person name that have Rahul, you only need those names of person basically. So Rahul we have 2 times, and their job ID and multiple things like companies may be different or salary may be different. So this is our new data after the filtration. Now every row will come after this. Let's say salary again come, and designation, joining year, job ID, multiple things come up. Now on this filter data, what you need to do is you need to perform some action, or you need to do something on this new data. What you need to do, let's say I want to fetch only the salary of both the Rahuls. So this action I need to do. That's basically an action, and this data is stored in somewhere in file. So that's how the syntax of AWK command will work is. Now let's move to the console and see the demo. See guys, I have I given wrong password, sorry. See, I have 2 files here, and if I want you to focus on both the files to understand what is the difference between both the files. If you see in the first file and the second file, data, entry, name, everything is exactly same. How we can check is, in the last few videos we done one command called diff that will tell us a difference basically, and it's saying me to change something, but that is because of some like keywords. I can say what keyword is, if you match the data as it is, everything is same, only thing difference is between these words we have spaces in the first file, and in the second file we have colon between the words. So how I can use AWK is, I'm using AWK as a command, and by default nature of AWK command is this, and we have to give the file name. So by default AWK uses this as a default this thing, and I told you in the syntax of AWK that if you want to search anything or if you want to do filtration on anything, then everything is inside this selection criteria. Then action, what you need to do, and then this close. So we given this, and here we given print, what action we need to do, but we don't given this selection criteria. Now what is the selection criteria means is, if you don't give anything as a selection criteria, then selection criteria will be everything, every data you can see, and on that every data or on that selected data or selection criteria data, as we don't have specific selection criteria, we are not filtering data with something as a filtration. We are taking everything or every data as it is as a raw, and then what you need to do will be decided by whatever is inside this curly braces, and inside this curly braces we have print. Now what you need to do on this selection criteria data is decided by this action block or the curly braces function. Inside that, whatever the function is written, that decide what you need to do with that data. So here it's written print, and if you know any normal language or normal scripting language, print will print the data on output screen. So same happening here, sorry, 1 second. Same is doing here. So we are not selecting anything, we are just taking everything and printing it. Now let's say I want to select, but before that I want to show it to you. If I print the second file with the default one, what it will do is it will print it again, but as it is. Okay, first thing is this. Now what I want to tell you here is, if I want to select anything, let's say in the first file I have the name Dikshant, and I only want to see a detail with the name Dikshant. So you don't take it as a 5-line files, guys. Take it as like a 10,000 or 1 lakh lines of file, and in the real world we have so much of lines of file. So let's take it like 1,000 lines of file, and in that 1,000 lines maybe we have multiple times Dikshant name is there. So what I can do is I'm doing AWK. I'm not giving any option, but I'm giving a single quotes. Now inside single quotes we can pass first the matching criteria. Let's say I want to take Dikshant, okay, and it's a normal syntax. If you are searching any pattern, so just give slash in the forward also, in the backward also. Then if I print like this, sorry, I need to give a file name. See, it only got me in the second file also. If I do, it only got me a line the name, or with the name that have name Dikshant. Basically why it's happening is because, as I told you, in single braces first we need to give search pattern, that's it, and then some action. Basically I'm writing action here. Whatever we want to do on the search pattern, it's decided by this action and this close. So I don't given any action now, only I given search pattern. Search pattern is matches with the line and given as an output. So this is what we can do. Now let's say you want to do some action on the filter data. So as I already told you, in the AWK command is working like a scripting language, and in scripting language we can use variables, or we can define variables also. So there are very predefined variables. So let's say this is one variable, this is second, this is many variables are there. This means entire line, okay. This means, very important guys, keep listening here, this is a first field. Now what is this first field? We discuss very soon as you come to know first, second means second field. Yeah, correct, you guessed the right. So let's move it, and I want to do on the same thing, I want to do some action. What action? Before action, what I need to do is I need to do curly braces close and we have one function in the AWK that is name print. So this action I need to do on this search pattern name Dikshant. So the search pattern is Dikshant, and on this search pattern that is giving me a this search pattern is giving me a line, and on this line, on this filter data, I want to perform some action. What is this action? The action name is print. I want to print this line as it is again. See, now I can use $0 also, because I told you $0 means the entire line again. See, it's giving me entire line again. But if I give the first here to show the demo, there is some difference, guys. If I do $0, again the line is coming, but if I give $1 on the first line, please see it carefully. Same thing if I give you on second, it will not happen. It is again giving me the whole line only, but in the first file it's giving me only first column name. Basically if you see the first file and the second file, in the second file it's giving me the line as it is, but in the first it's giving me only the first column, that is its name. Now the main trick is, it's not a main trick, the AWK command is created in such a way that we are seeing now. So let me tell you what happened to my other system today. Okay, let me increase this and 1 second guys, let me open it again very quickly. Sorry for this interruption. So what I'm saying is, this is not an issue, or like the things we are seeing is like in the second file we are getting full line, and in the first file we are getting only the first column name. So it's not like some issue or other. So how AWK work is, so let's say this is a file with some name Dikshant and some second column, let's say job joining ID, and then let's say post, and then let's say the joining year maybe. So as a human we come to know that these are some different 4 blocks and representing that all the different 4 blocks. So in the Linux, these columns or these blocks are known as fields, okay. And similarly we have second file, but with a colon in the between. But again the same thing as a human, what we can come to know is, yes, this is a name, this is some joining ID, this is designation, this is joining here. As a human, we come to know, so that this is a different column, this is second one is a very different column, these are not the same, this is again a third very different column, and column we known as field. But for us as human, it's very different. But for Linux, this is a single line according to AWK, and this is some 4 different words according to AWK. Now, what does it means is, there is some concept of delimiter. Delimiter means it is a like of symbol, it's like a symbol or some keyword basically you can think of. So delimiter means, let's say I have word 1 and word 2 and again word 1 and word 2, but on the top we have space, here we have column. Delimiter means the symbol or the keyword, here we have space, here we have colon, so it means the symbol or keyword that is differentiating between more than 2 words. So whatever the symbol or keyword is differentiating between 2 words, that is means delimiter. Here we have space, here we have colon. So by default guys, if you have any file with space in between and here you have words 1, let's say 2, 3 and 4 and you have space, so AWK will automatically, we don't need to specify to AWK, the delimiter is space. If you don't give any delimiter, it will take space as a default, but in the second file we have colon and space is by default, but if anything else is the delimiter, we need to specify. Now how we can specify? Here the option of AWK comes, that is -F, that means delimiter, and you need to give symbol here like what is the delimiter. So I am giving colon here. Now let me show it to you. If I do same line and printing the $1, it's printing the every line because we don't specify any or let me show the demo it in this way. See, all the way is colon, but here I am giving space. Okay, space, and if I save now space, AWK will take automatically as a delimiter. And if I don't give anything, 0 give, if I give, that means all the line. But if I print $1 means, see the first column. If I print $2, it's printing only space. Why this is happening, guys? Because AWK will take delimiter as a space by default and we have space in between this. So let me do this, the option I am telling you. So in this I want to see the first line or the, let's say, the 0th line, that is the whole line, and in the starting after AWK I am giving capital F and colon is a delimiter. I given the colon as a delimiter, but I am giving print $0 again to print all the line. But if I give $1 now, see, only name is coming. See, DevOps only. The third column will come. $3 means it's a predefined variable that will give a third field of the third column, 2020. Why this is happening? Because if I remove this -F and if I do enter again, see, it's giving me nothing. For $2, before it's giving me some DevOps, but now it's giving me space. I hope you understand this, because AWK will take space as a by default delimiter, and if you want to specify some extra delimiter other than space, that means there is some another keyword or symbol that is differentiating between the words of mine file, then we need to specify in this way. Now, as I told you, in AWK we have to match a pattern, so we are not matching a pattern here, or let's say match a pattern this. Okay, and then I need, what action I need to do is I want to print. If I don't give any argument or variable in the front of print, and from which file I am going to fetch a data. So from first file it's fetching data, then doing some searching thing or filtration by this searching pattern, and what action we need to perform in this curly braces. So I'm printing the filter data. Okay, this is the one. If I don't give anything in the print, in the front of print, it will print all the line. But there are predefined variables, as I told you, $2 or maybe $3. So $1, $2, $3 till the end of the line. How many words you have in the line? That represents basically in the form of $. So this is a predefined variable. Let's say in the file you have word 1, word 2, till you have word 10. So this entire line we have word 10 that represent by $0. First column represent by $1, second column represent, or second column or second field represent by $2, 10th column represented by $10. So this is how the things basically works in the AWK. Let's say I don't want any search pattern. Directly I want some action, that is print $3 I want. So what it given me, I am passing every data of first file and I am not filtering anything. So if you saw the third column of each and every file is, let's say here 2000, here 2022, here 2019, 2022. So this I got the joining year of everyone. Now let's say I want the post of everyone, so that is I know in $2 it's present, so I got a post of everyone. But let's say it's very confusing for me to understand which person have which post. So if I want to filter multiple lines or multiple fields in AWK, then how we can do is we can pass multiple variables also. Let's say I'm giving $1, then you need to give comma. Now it's very clear that in the first column we are getting the names and in the second column we are getting a post. Or let's say I don't want post, I want joining year of the salary. So that's how we can get basically. So now let's discuss something more about this AWK. So we have another more defined variables in the AWK. Predefined variables we have. You have very, like, the list is very long. You can search on the Google or the manual of this command. But I'm gonna discuss only two, or basically two variables I need to discuss. That is, one is nr, second is I need to discuss nf. So these are the predefined variables. Okay, now what nf will do is it will display the last field. Let's say you have a file with some fields of some columns, so whatever the last field or last column we have in that file, it will display. So how we can do is AWK, as you know, we need to do some action of print matchable screen. We need to give single quotes open and single quotes close. What action you need to do? That's why we need to give single parenthesis, this curly braces, and inside that, what action I need to do? I need to do print, but we can use variables also here. So I showed you by dollar we can give a field name or the column name, and we can get basically the details about it, and we need to specify the file name. See, so if I do cat first, the last field is this only. What if you don't know the last field? Let's say I am changing this file, and from 500 after this I am writing something, many things. Let's say I wrote multiple things. What you can do is either you can count the fields, how many fields are there, 1 2 3, like this, or what you can do is there is a variable nf. Inside that you can get a last field directly without counting. So that's why we can do is in this way. We want to print then dollar, because it's again a variable, predefined variable, so you need to print a variable, you need to use a dollar, then nf, and from which file? First file. See, it got me last field. That's what the use of nf. The next variable predefined we have is nr. So what nr will do is, sorry guys. So what nr do is, nr will print a number, but it's not printing. 1 second. Nr will print a number, obviously. 1 second. No, it's not printing a number. My mistake. I get you are wrong. So what it's doing is, from the first line it's taking the first field, from second line it's taking a second field, from third line it's taking a third field, from fourth line it's taking a fourth field, and from fifth line it's taking a fifth field. Fifth field we have nothing. So let's add me to understand you. Fifth field. So you come to know. And let me save this. Sorry. And if I do the same thing with nr, see, so from every line, whatever the number of line, what nr is doing is, let's say my line number is 1, so it will get a first column or first field. From, if I line second, it will take a second column. I have line number 10, it will take a line number 10 as a column. If don't have, it will print a blank space. So that's all about the AWK command. If you like the video, guys, please like my videos, keep on watching my videos, subscribe the channel. If you have any doubts, you can reach out to me LinkedIn, or you can post your doubts on comment box. I will happy to help you. Thank you.